Hey, what is up everybody? How are you guys doing? This is Bluefoot Homestead. Thanks for checking out this video. I want to go through a few things today. Lots of things today actually. When it comes to self-defense. Now there's a lot of different ways you can go about this. I'm sure most people know most of this, but just in case you don't, maybe this will be a little bit of an entertaining video for you, and even if you are fairly experienced, maybe it'll be entertaining as well, because I'm going to go through things that most people don't go through. That's the way I roll, right? So yeah, starting out, and this is going to be kind of a dumb one, but it is actually very accurate. One of the best things you can do to protect yourself in self-defense is your mind and your hands. Getting training, martial arts training, self-defense training. You learn how to disarm somebody, and then you'll be able to have their weapon to defend yourself with that. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to relate to this as rabid animals. You want to defend yourself against rabid animals, okay? Just so, I mean, I don't really care that much about getting my channel flagged, but I don't want to go there, you know? So definitely, if you can get the knowledge with your hands, you know, you look at like some of these special forces people and stuff like that, they can do a whole lot just with those two things. So if you're able to do that, you're physically able to do that, you have the time to get the training, or you already have the time, or you already have the training, that is probably one of the best things to keep you alive in any sort of rabid animal situation. All right, so one of the first things, I'm gonna kind of go small to big in a way. I mean, I can't do that completely 100%, but basically, what a lot of people have is going to be a pocket knife. So this is just my little Winchester. It's not that bad. I keep a good edge on it. I keep it fairly sharp. Most of the time with my knives, I can do a shave test and shave my arm with it, and a lot of people laugh at me because I have a bald spot on my arm for shaving it all the time, but it's going to be a very good, effective weapon. It's something you can have on you pretty much all the time. Just throw it in your pocket, and you know, it's accessible. Now this one I usually have the thumb flip, but if you can get one that deploys very quickly, that would be a little bit better. There's tons of options out there. I really don't think it matters too much on whether you spend 10 bucks on one or 350 bucks on one. Yes, it's going to be a little better quality, but they're all going to basically do the same thing. I mean, you can get yourself a little piece of metal and some duct tape and effectively have this work. So to kick that up a notch, I'm going to go here, and this is more of like a utility kind of survival. You know, I'm gonna have focusing issues here, but yeah, this is a Gerber, very good knife. I love this knife. You know, you can use it in more ways. It's a little heavier duty, but also remember, this isn't to poke. This isn't to poke holes in people or jab people. This is to basically get it in and move it. Stick, slice. It's a slicer. It is not a poker. There is a difference there. So yeah, this thing has a great edge on it. It's still basically new. But having a good fixed blade and a good sheath, you're going to be able to have it on your side and your front, put it anywhere on a belt, throw it in a backpack. You can do so many different things with it. It's small enough to basically have everywhere and be able to use it, and it's going to help you out in survival situations, hunting situations, and self-defense situations. All right, so another one, this one is actually not mine, but it's another blade that you can have on your side. And personally, I think this thing is just badass. So this is what we got here. Now, see, quick deploy. This is a badass hatchet is what it is. Now it's small. You can throw it. This thing is as sharp as a chef's knife. Very, very, very sharp. Nice, and I forget the name of this. I'd have to look it up. Yeah, if you'll be able to see, maybe, maybe not. Doesn't focus that good. It's OK Knife, something like that. And this is the mini. And it's got some weight to it. It's got a hammer on the back for using as a hammer or a blunt weapon, just in case you don't want to do a number on a rabid animal. But it's got a nice blade at an angle up in the front, right there. So basically it's very forgiving. You know, you come in a weird angle or something like that, you're going to be able to cut. Now this thing is going to cut, it's going to cut deep. This is not a slicing weapon at all, but good for firewood, good for survival, good for many, many different things. And also it comes with a sheath, comes with a belt clip on it. I have this set up for eye detection, so maybe I'll just cover my eye and that'll help it focus. So definitely nice hatchet, highly recommended, highly recommended. Probably one of my favorite self-defense tools. It is one of the most popular ones in the world, maybe outside of some guns. But man, is it wicked, wicked. This would be a machete. Okay, we actually had a nice one. I picked this one up. It's Ozark Trail. I think it was like 10 bucks at Walmart. Now, a machete's a machete. I mean, if you use it a lot, you're cutting through brush every single weekend and stuff like that, and you want something that's going to last a long time, definitely get something quality. I think SOG makes some. There's some good quality ones, but this is a cheapie. Now, something to know about a machete. If you look at this, it can bend. This is made to be flexible. And why is that? Well, it's thin. It's very, very thin. Now, if you look at a knife, like the Gerber, if you look at how thick that is, it is much thicker than the back of a machete. See how thin that is? It's probably about half the width in it, and it's actually flexible and bendable. It's not even that sharp. It has a little bit of an edge to it, but definitely back here, I mean, I can sit there and slice my fingers across it and it's nothing, it's dull. Does not need to be sharp. What is this good for? This is good for dismembering things. Now, because it's so thin, it doesn't have the resistance when it's going to go through something. So when it starts going through, it's going to want to continue going through because it doesn't have the resistance. So that is going to let you do a hell of a lot of damage with this. It is the choice of Somalian pirates, rebel groups in the Congo. You know, people that don't have access to guns, this is their go-to, and there's a dang good reason why. It is extremely deadly. And honestly, hell, you come out with something or come at somebody with this thing, they're gonna run. Unless they got a gun, you just won the battle, you know. Rabid animal, not somebody. Come at a rabid animal, a mean coyote, you know, it's gonna back down. So definitely a machete, highly recommended. Really can't beat it in a lot of ways. And you can carry it. Can't carry it in every state, but you can definitely carry it, dangle it on your side. This one comes with a sheath too for like 10 bucks. I mean, but it's legal a lot of places guns aren't, and you're able to own it. I highly recommend a machete. So another thing, an axe. You know, it's going to be a lot heavier. You can still get a razor sharp tip on this thing, blade. This is going to break. This is going to break things. You know, you hit somebody in the spine with this thing, they are going down. It might not cut all the way through something or anything like that, because we were just talking about the thickness. This is going to have a lot of resistance, but this is going to put a thunk on somebody, and you get somebody in the noggin with this thing, it's game over, even with the back of it. So the bad thing about this is it is heavy. It's made to be heavy. It's made to split. So unless you're really trying to split something and you got a lot of time, it might not be the best, but it's going to take a long time to come around and swing this thing in any sort of self-defense situation. Can it be done? Yeah. If it's all you got, it's definitely going to be effective, but probably not the #1 choice. And for the next one, well, yeah, I'm just not going to go there. So I'm going to get into firearms at this point. And something kind of interestingly enough, I was going to use one for a demonstration that's in a personal case. And the key is nowhere to be found. So that weapon is completely useless. And I'm not going to be able to show it to you. So food for thought, you know. Just mentioning it. Just getting it out there. Okay. So the one that you have seen me show on here before. This is my Taurus 357. It is just a meager 5-shot. If it'll focus, come on now. So this is just a 5-shot, but I like this gun. It's nice, fits in your pocket. You can see where it holds on my finger. There's a full grip on the finger. But it's nice. I have it in a leather case, and honestly, fits very nice in my pocket. I like it. I like it because it's small. I like it because it's definitely going to do the job. And honestly, I like revolvers. I started on revolvers. I know how to shoot a revolver, and this thing isn't very accurate. But I can carry it everywhere. I can carry it in a pair of shorts. I live in a constitutional carry state, so I don't really have to worry about any of that, but it's just kind of nice. Another option is going to be something like this. So this is a SIG P365 SAS. Focus. So this is another great pocket carry gun, but if you look at it, look how tiny that thing is. I mean, come on, come on. I mean, that's pocket size. And just something kind of interesting, I was just playing around before I started the segment. If you put them both side by side, this thing is, they're both loaded. This is loaded, but it's no safety, and I should be a little more careful with it. But look at that, look how much smaller the SIG is compared to this little snub nose 357. I mean, that is a tiny, tiny little gun. That's a cool gun. But the thing is they're not super accurate. You're gonna be able to get out, I mean, 10 yards maybe, you know, just to be able to do a quick situational, I don't know what to say on that. Deal with the situation very quickly. It's gonna be very close range. You're not going to be able to get out very far at all. But most things do happen pretty quick. They do happen pretty close, so it's definitely a good option. Now, if you want to reach out a little bit further, I'm going to stay on the handgun. This is my full-size M&P 2.0 9mm. This is a good gun. Gave me some problems right at first, but it seems that it's worked out. It was kind of catching. You know, I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to really show you, but it was just catching back a millimeter or so. And it wasn't fully closing the slide forward, but as I've gotten maybe, I don't know, another 50 rounds through it, it seems to be working fine. Now this is a 4.6-inch barrel. Might be a 5-inch barrel on this. It's going to keep the velocity going out a little bit further. It's going to be a little more accurate out to 25 yards, 30 yards or something like that. But really, when you're in a situation and you're dealing with the threat of a rabid animal, well, your accuracy goes to shit. You're not at the target range. You're not concentrating. Your adrenaline's pumping, all that good stuff. So Also, I will add, you get something like that, these two things go hand in hand. Get some extra magazines, get a way to carry your magazines. So also along the same lines, I got an extra magazine on front here. This is my M&P 1 45 mag. This is my truck gun. Another one, this is, I know for a fact, a 4.6 inch barrel because I've been trying to find some stuff for it. I've been trying to find a holster better than this cheap ass canvas thing. But this is gonna let you reach out just a little bit further. Pick your caliber, it doesn't really matter. I really like bigger calibers. I like the 45. It was the first gun. I took a break on having guns for a while for kind of personal reasons. And when I first got back into it, this is the first one that I got. I love this boy, he's good. So, yeah, that kind of covers handguns, good in short range. Shorter range, definitely. Longer range, it's gonna get you out, let you touch somebody a little bit easier, but you can definitely conceal something with a small package and be good to go. All right, let's move on to something a little bit different, shall we? All right, so handguns out of the way. I'm gonna have to back up a little bit. So I'm gonna get this guy out. Here's my compound bow, hunting bow. Now, as far as self-defense goes, can you use it? Yeah, you can. You're not gonna be rapid firing it. And I've actually been practicing. I got a quiver on my side, and just to see how fast I can come back, draw back, and let it go, get another one in. And it's not too fast. I would like to be able to be quicker at it, and I'm gonna keep practicing, but is this gonna stop somebody? Hell yes, it will. Especially if you have some hunting, broadheads or something like that on here. Yeah, it's definitely gonna stop somebody. And just the shock factor is gonna do a lot. You know, you feel something kind of kick you in the arm or something like that, and you look down and you got an arrow sunk 1.5 feet into you. There's gonna be a little psychological game on that, for sure. Is it effective? Well, it's gonna be extremely quiet. This one's got night sights on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. All right, so just to show you, my battery is dead. See, it's good to check that. But yeah, that kind of sucks. So I'm gonna have to change the battery on it, but it definitely has nice night sights. It's illuminated. So yeah, definitely effective. This is gonna be able to reach out 50 yards. I can hit center mass, no problem. Probably 75, I'll be able to hit center mass. I only have it sighted out to 60 because it's specifically a hunting, not self-defense bow. So do people have self-defense bows? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. It's definitely going to be able to stop a threat. It's definitely going to be able to do some damage, even to multiple people. So something a little bit different. I'm going to get this bad boy out. Crossbow. Now this is actually my girlfriend's. It's a Raven R26. Sings Bad Mama Jama. It's a cool thing. Problem is, it takes about 1.5 days to reload it, you know. Now it's fairly quick, but definitely not that quick. Definitely not as quick as drawing out another arrow, pulling back and shooting. You gotta pull this thing back, reset the bolt, then you can go up, you can get your aim and execute a shot. So this thing, it's quite accurate at quite good distances. There's people hitting out at 100 yards with these things. It's a little bit louder. Just really the downfall is it takes so dang long to reload this, and in a panic situation in self-defense, it ain't gonna work. It really isn't gonna work. For hunting, this thing's cool as heck. It's gonna be able to provide you food. It's a one-shot deal. I mean, I'd say it's almost as quick as a black powder gun or something like that. So can you use it in self-defense? Yeah. Make sure it's one person. Make sure you're a good shot. Make sure it's going to put that threat down of that rabid animal that's coming at you. Otherwise, you might be in trouble. But definitely cool stuff. Definitely cool stuff. All right, move on. All right, so moving away from that kind of thing. This is a pellet gun. Now, can you defend yourself with a pellet gun? Yeah, you can. You definitely can. Pretty much anything you can defend yourself with. Now, this one is a breakaway. Single shot. It's not going to do too good, but you can buy fully automatic BB guns that, I tell you what, you spray somebody with a whole bunch of BBs, you're going to stop somebody. That's for sure. Buy it, it's cheap, just about anybody can own it. Now I'm going to go to something one step up. This was my father's. It is a pump action 22 long rifle. Now, I'm almost positive there's nothing in here, just because I wanted to dry fire it. Yeah, nothing. So fairly accurate and a heck of a lot of fun. So can you use it for self-defense? Yeah, you can, especially, you know, semi-auto or something like that. You can pick up some Ruger 1022s that are phenomenal rifles. This one I just like because it's fun to shoot, and yeah, I'm keeping it. So I might end up getting a 22 long rifle at some point. I used to have one. I had two 100 clips taped together. So essentially I had a 200 round clip. I would get jams with it. It wasn't the best clip, but you can make it rain with that thing, let me tell you. Definitely an effective weapon. I don't care what anybody says. You can find ammo anywhere. Ammo is really cheap. You're not going to be spending $50 for a 20 round box. It's a good choice. Anybody can handle it. A kid, a teenager, an elderly lady, everybody can handle a 22. Especially when you get it in a rifle, there's no kick. Pretty good choice, absolutely. Probably for my number one pick. I'd like to kind of go over a couple things up to this point. Definitely your mind and stuff like that, your knowledge, using your hands. You can clear a house with as well. A pistol, you can clear a house. A bow, you could probably even clear a house. I don't know if I'd necessarily trust close quarters with a BB gun or something like that, or a pocket knife, but a machete you probably could. And a 22 you could. You know, a lot of those things you can. But possibly one of the best things to go through clear a house, possibly the best thing to confront somebody or a rabid animal in any self-defense situation would be, my friends, a 12 gauge shotgun. Now, this one was a little bit of a wake-up call for me. I forgot. This is loaded. Yes, it is loaded, and the safety is on. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. This is a Winchester SXP. It's got a little pick rail on the front. Of course, we're not going to be able to really see it. Come on, focus. I hate doing this focusing game. But yeah, good little gun. Pistol grip on it and stuff like that. Now this, you can get out to some distance. You're going to be able to get 50 yards at least. You can shoot a wide variety of ammunition, from birdshot to slugs to double, triple aught buck. I did find out this one does not like the 3-inch rounds, but you can do 3, 2 3/4, 2.5, minis, whatever you want. I actually don't know if you can do minis with this, but yeah, it was a quick reminder. It's been a while since I shot a 12 gauge before, and I loaded it up with double aught buck 3-inch Magnum style rounds, and it bruised me. Yeah, that was a quick lesson, but you can hunt with it. It's going to get you food. It is going to give you an amazing amount of protection. It is great for a truck gun. It is great to have by the front door. It is great to throw on a sling behind your back if you got to go walk out and do anything. Yes, you got that shink shink, that sound. Everybody says that's a little bit of BS, but depending on what you're up against, I believe it could be enough. You know, you don't have that classic sound of cocking back a hammer on a pistol like a revolver. That kind of used to be it. Now there's no sound, so the only sound is that clink clink. So if it wasn't loaded, you know, I got to do it. But, you know, just like the Pump 22. But yes, definitely and probably the best self-defense weapon that you can possibly get. Now you can't conceal it, you can't put it in your pocket. That's a bad thing. You're limited on your rounds. This holds 5, I believe, by the tube. I do want to get some Velcro for this side. Get some Velcro, like a 7-shot kind of quick reloader to where I can go like that, just kind of pull them down and in. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm not extremely fast with it by any means, but yes, probably my #1 pick for self-defense in keeping those rabid animals at bay, a 12 gauge shotgun for sure. And now another one along the same lines, the old classic double barrel shotgun. This is my girlfriend's again. You can see she's a short thing. I can almost do my hand spread to the trigger guard from the buttstock on it. So it's tiny, but yeah, this is a beautiful double barrel shotgun. This is mostly for hunting. It's got some beautiful engraving up on the top here, but is it gonna be good for self-defense? Well, you only got 2 shots. It's gonna be a little bit more accurate. It's probably gonna be set up basically for bird load. Now bird load, you're not gonna be able to have a ton of knockdown power. I think you might be able to run, depending on your chokes and all that kind of stuff, run some double-aught buck, but also a very good deterrent, you know. There's nothing like the sight of that, you know. The old classic double barrel shotgun with your girlfriend's dad ticked off at you waiting up on the porch. But yeah, anyway, probably better for hunting, but is it gonna do? Of course it's gonna do. Definitely good to have something like this regardless. Beautiful shotgun. Okay, so another one. Let's go ahead and get into this. This is a 50 cal. No, not the crazy Barrett 50 cal. This is a black powder 50 cal. Good for self-defense? No, not really. You're going back to the colonial times, and you know, you're gonna have to pull it out, start packing, and do all that good stuff. They have definitely made black powder a lot more user-friendly lately, but hunting, it's gonna be great. You can probably, in an SHTF situation, make things work in this that you might not be able to use with a hunting rifle or something like that. Probably not, because they are a little bit finicky, but another great gun. Is it good for self-defense? No, not really. It's a one-shot deal. You know, maybe if you carry this with a crossbow on your back or something like that, you'll get 2 chances. So, but yeah, big old barrel on this bad boy. So I haven't shot this before. I'd like to shoot it. Pretty cool gun though. Good for self-defense with rabid animals coming at you. Nah, probably not, but cool. Okay, well, let's say you want to reach out and touch something. Well, another option is going to be a hunting rifle. Let's just go ahead and try this. Let's zoom it out a little bit so you can see a little bit better. There you go. Now it actually fits in the frame. All right, cool. Yeah, this one here. Really want to reach out and touch somebody. And 6.5 Creedmoor. Very, very common round. SHTF, you're probably going to be able to find this not in the stores, because people are going to sell out of it almost instantly. But when it comes to trade, barter, availability right now, if you want to stock up on some ammo, it's not the cheapest, but I mean, this is going to be able to reach out 1,000 yards pretty much no problem, depending on the accuracy of your rifle. This seems pretty good. This is my girlfriend's. It's a ladies. I did not shoot it very well, but I know the capability of this round, that it is able to definitely reach out there. Are you going to be able to clear a house with it? Well, not too well. You can. Face-to-face conflict with a rabid animal. Well, yeah, you might be able to get a couple rounds off, but it's going to be a matter of, whether you can go back and cycle fast enough. You practice with it, you're definitely going to be able to be quick. Is it as quick as some of the other options, a pump or a 9mm for that matter? No, it's not. It's not going to be that quick, but can you do it? Yeah, if it's what you have, you can definitely do it. Really, the best thing for this is really what it is made for, and that is hunting. That's going out 200 to 1,000 yards and taking a subject down. Definitely a good choice. Definitely something you want to have in your arsenal. Like I mentioned, that's my girlfriend's. This is mine. I decided to go with a 30-06. Mostly because it was a round that always scared me as a kid. My father had one and I was afraid to shoot that thing, but also out here in the Ozarks, pretty much everybody still has a 30-06 somewhere hanging above their fireplace, on the mantle, their granddaddy's gun, something like that. Ammo's going to be around, and surprisingly, this is my first long gun. I can shoot it pretty well. I'm pretty happy about that. It's a Tikka T3X. Good gun. Got a nice little muzzle brake on the end there. You're not going to be able to see it because it doesn't want to focus, but added these flip up sights. This one's a button on it. If you can even see that with all the craziness going on in the background. But yeah, definitely a great option. It's going to put food on the table. You can use it in self-defense, but mostly this is going to be for putting food on the table. And hopefully some good tasty jerky comes your way. All right, let's move on. You knew the time was coming. You knew it had to happen. Now, this one here is the classic platform on it. It's an M&P 15. Great gun. It's already grouping. Haven't got a lot of rounds down range with it yet, but this one again is my girlfriend's. And so far so good. So far so good. Now, for defense, I mean, I think we all know this is about one of the best defense weapons out there. So it gives you the versatility, lets you reach out. You can get a bipod for it, get some distance with it. You can get this close in quarters and move around, very maneuverable, fairly lightweight. You can clear rooms, clear hallways, clear buildings. You can hunt small game. You can hunt up to deer with it. Make sure your placement's good. But you can do a whole lot with it. Definitely, this one is mine. This one is a Colt. It has Black Hawk hardware on it, which I wasn't too happy with. Really until I started using it, and you know what? I mean, it's good. It's good. It's not Magpul, it's not the classic, but this is one of the original LE models on it. I got it, dang, when did I get it? Like 2005 or something like that. I forget exactly when I got it, but got a lot of rounds downrange with this thing. I'm even gonna start thinking about getting a second barrel because I've worked this barrel pretty hard. So as far as self-defense, debatably one of the best self-defense tools that you can get. I honestly believe it's probably going to be the 12 gauge pump, but this, you're going to be able to get multiple high capacity magazines with it, 30 rounds. I think they make some 40 rounds for it. You can run them on plate carriers. You can keep them in your back pocket. You have the capability of a lot of things with a self-defense tool like this. So this one I definitely love. You know, I wasn't gonna skip over it. The time was coming. So there you go. So just to, yeah, that's gonna get out 600 yards, most likely. Let's go ahead and zoom back in here again. All right, yeah. So definitely something like this, you're gonna be able to get out 600 yards, accurately 100 yards. I think it's made a little bit more for about 50 yards, 60, 70 yards or something like that. Just be able to rapid fire, put it down range on center mass and be able to hit your targets. So just kind of a recap. Definitely starting out with your mind. That's the most powerful weapon you can get if you're able to use your hands and be able to use hand-to-hand combat. Definitely good. Any sort of blade, know what the blade is used for. Know how to use the blade. Handguns, know that you're going to be limited on the distance. It's good for a quick situation, get out of a situation. I definitely prefer higher capacity like this one right here. This is 17+1 round. So you got that with a couple mags on the side. You're going to be able to have some pretty good firepower for those rabid animals that are going to be coming at you. Shotgun's definitely good. You want to go with a 22 or something like that. It's definitely going to be capable. You're going to be able to get some stuff done with it, especially do hunting on small game. Hunting on big game, definitely go with your favorite caliber hunting rifle. 223 all the way up to as much as you can imagine, you know. I like something middle. I went with the 30-06. My girlfriend went with the 6.5 Creedmoor. Both great rounds, both a little bit different for their uses when you want to get specific, but it's going to be taking down an animal regardless of what caliber it is. And definitely going with the old Armorlite 15. Of course, I'm not saying it the way that's popular. I'm saying it the actual name of the sporting rifle. It is Armorlite 15, by the way. You can outfit these things and Gucci the hell out of them, but I really don't recommend doing it. The manufacturers really know what they're doing. Keep it stock. You know, you start messing with the triggers and stuff like that. I mean, that might be a possibility. It's not too dangerous like it is with a pistol, but definitely an extremely capable self-defense tool, just like a shotgun. So I just wanted to run through some of the stuff that I have and show you what I got, kind of tell you why I own them, the different purposes you can use them for as far as self-defense goes. And maybe this might have helped you out. Maybe you would have had fun. Maybe you did have fun. If you already own some of these weapons and you know about weapons of all sorts. Just kind of sharing some fun things that I like, since the last video I did was a little dark and gloomy. I was a little worked up on that video, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and close. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully this inspired you to maybe make a choice if you're thinking about dipping into it. Now I will say Smith & Wesson is a great brand for the money, not because I have stock in the company, but I'm saying, you know, it's a good brand. I've always been a huge fan of Smith & Wesson. They've always put out quality stuff at a good price, except for some of their revolvers are ridiculous. You know, I want a 500 Smith & Wesson, but you know, hey, it is what it is. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for watching. Maybe hit that subscribe button, send a pigeon, let a friend know. You know how that goes. Till next time, peace.